JD's and Lettleman. That's right. We're here. We've made it to Monza. The crown jewel on the season. We had one earlier at Indy. We have one here. So much hype. So much on the line. The playoff chase-off race-offs second race. And let me tell you, it is a good day to have ears. It is a great day to be this guy right here of Aiden Klott, who is having an incredible playoff chase-off race-off so far with his good run at Miami. There's a whole lot of hoopla, a whole lot of shit to get into, and we're going to do all of that right now. Mr. Penis, the Color War winner, is in the field in the 31. Somewhere on the track. Don't know where he is. You might see a new car in there somewhere. We'll get over that right now. Injury report. Chug a beer in the 24. Remember, he did Miami sober. Not a good idea. He was bad. He sucked. He was like actually like the worst driver ever at Miami when he was sober there. So he chugged numerous cases of beer that were over 10% a can. And he got the good old alk poisoning. That's slang for alcohol, by the way. We're saving time here on the injury report. But he'll be in the race. He'll still be starting. He'll still finish. Two people that will be getting out of the car, though, during a yellow, the first yellow. Two playoff chase-off race-off drivers as well. Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin and Black Jack. Black Jack's on a loss once again after that wreck at Miami. So he sold the rest of his race to the Color War winner here in Jack Goff. Jack Goff won this race specifically in the Color War, so he'll be making his debut in the National Series, so it does pay off to perform in the Color War, as you can see. Then you have Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin, who has Ryan Preesize, did a whole bunch of barrel rolling and shit. He is going to be getting out on the first yellow as well. His team owner, Alzheimer, will be getting in that car for the rest of the race. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Alzheimer is like 80 years old. I don't think I'd want an 80-year-old person in this race, but you know what? To each their own, I guess. Oh my god, Aiden Klott just smoked Buster Guts, who was stopped! They're not slowing! They're not slowing! They're not slowing down! We're interrupting the injury report in an emergency! Shit! Anyway, back to the injury report. Very, very quick. Corey Crime is out. He's got massive Chris after that wreck very late in the Miami race. He's going to be out for 2 weeks. He'll be back in the finale. So it's been a season to remember for injuries on that team, but it's been a season to forget for Corey Crime right now. Emerson Shittapaldi will be getting in the 11. Excited to see him in the field again. Hopefully he can do something with a good car. And then you have Pete Nutbutter, who has had a terrible season. And it's gotten even worse because he's going to be out for the rest of the season. He got tangied up in the fence, just like his teammate did, I believe, in the Poop Festival race of the Demon of Oil. So Pete Nutbutter will be out for the rest of the season. Algorithm is going to take that car as they wreck again in the back. I'm not going to look at it. Doesn't matter. Algorithm's going to take that car, and because Jif didn't want to sponsor him, he called upon me. I don't know why. She swallowed the fly, I guess she'll die. But, I told him, sure, I'll fund you. And speak of the devil, as we cut away from the injury report, here we are. Algorithm called me up and said, can you sponsor me, please? And I said, sure. Put the Color War logo on the hood and leave everything else blank. And he got me. This is also his regional series car. They've modified it, obviously, to be capable here today. Although, showing the speed of it right now doesn't look very capable, does it? But he will be up to speed. He will be with everybody else. Van Alsgreg is looking to get some revenge here on this track after his wreck last season. That almost ended his life, and in reality, probably should have. It's a miracle he survived, and there's the Color War winner, Mr. Penis the Cat. Yes! This guy's going to be full-time next season. Looking to have a good run here today. There's some cars on pit road. Mike is in the 62. The 62 booth car is back once again. Aero 404 driver not found is back in the field. Dick Shitfart is as well. This is his last race of the season. Here's somebody to talk about. This is Ginger Joe in the 55. Jake Joe is going to make a start next week in this car. So the Joe brother is going to get at it with some racing action. You'd love to see that. Can I get a hallelujah or what? Other than that, not a whole lot to really go over. So let's do the good old jump cut to the steering groove! Yeah! There is no way the neighboring booth didn't hear me. Hubba Bubba Wallace is on pole right now. The winner of last season's Color War on a full-time ride, and he is on pole at the track he was able to clutch the Color War with. You know what? Good for him. You know what I mean? Puddle Quack Racing believes in this guy. It looks like he's staying around with them next season. We've got a lot of silly season stuff that should be coming up sooner rather than later, and this is one of them here of the 9 of Hubba Bubba Wallace. And next to him, that's not who it's next to him. I'm sorry, we'll save time. Aiden Klotz next to him, points leader. Masturbation, Lawful Allen. Demon of Oil, Ross Chestpain. Chippy Ahoy, Leland Funnyman. Error 4 driving not found, Dick Shitfart. Dale Bernhardt Jr. to Forma. Wendy for the 4th, Mr. Penis. Amber Stacy. Empty Pocket, SpongeBob. Melanoma, Ricky Tiki, Bobby Wobbin. Chugga Beer, Blackjack. Dr. Shrimp, Puerto Rico, Dog Barks. Hoffrick, Justin Tallgeyer. I'm afraid you might be in a gang in Blue Collar, Austin Hillbilly. Cybers Ed and Ginger Joe. Mr. Sweaty Beast and Detective Blue Mind Pretzel. Sippy K. Sander Bits and Ederson, Emerson Shitapaldi. Small Medium Fat Buster Guts. Van Greg and Algorithm. Mr. Left Sides, who watched Mr. Right Sides die yesterday, the other day, and Mike. And Aggressive, who is not doing very good, if I'm not mistaken, in the points right now for that team. And then rounding out the field, who replaced Nex Sanchez after his fatal accident at Gauntlet. This is the 07 of Aunt Tim, who does have a lot to prove. He is not signed on next season. He needs something to go his way. I don't have any words, dude. Just start it. I like burgers and fries! Mason a little late on the command there, as they were already firing engines beforehand, or did he do it telepathically? Who knows? Or was that even Mason? Did somebody hack the broadcast again? That is the next big question, as everyone's grinding to a halt for some ungodly reason. But that doesn't matter. Dale Bernhardt Jr. and Gwendy for the 4th are scraping the wall to get extra side force on the one side of the car. Hubba Bubba Wallace is on pole, but Aiden Klott is arguably in the preferred lane. What do we see today? That is the big old question. Big old red ones. I'm so sorry. 67 laps today. Good old 6-7. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. It's so funny. But same amount of laps as last week and last season's race here. Aiden Klott is on the front row with the pole sitter Hubba Bubba Wallace. Crank them goddamn sirens, 'cause we're green in the Crown Jewel. Oh boy, they're gonna wreck into turn 1. Look at this shit. It's gonna happen. I can already guarantee. Oh my god, oh my god. There's no way they don't wreck. Oh shit, they stayed clean. Can you believe this? Oh, there's the group picture. Whee! Oh shittings. Oh, they're so wide. They're 7 wide off of turn 4. Or turn 2. What do I know? Oh, shittings, and there they go! It's the big one at Monza. As usual, Mr. Penis is involved, but it's not as bad as it could have been. Never mind, it's getting worse. Everyone is getting going from this accident. Aiden, what are we doing? Bro, Young Time Racing just closed the shop at this point. Hubba Bubba, or no, that's not Hubba Bubba Wallace. That's Mr. Sweaty Beast playing chicken with the pit wall. Damn. Aiden Claude out front. How about that? Let's take a look at what the Helliana just went down. And then we have single file restarts. Maybe that'll help some shit out. Who's shuffling cards? Taking a look at the Demon of Oil, who's going to get squoze here by two Nephew Motorsports cars up into the wall. Dick Shipfart, Mr. Penis, and others are collected. Really, I thought it was worse. It looked worse than it was. Now, obviously, you're going to see up here. No, back here. I want to get there before it actually happens. It already happened. So shit happens back here. There's a lot to go over. Yeah. I saw blue-collared Austin Hillbilly have some pretty serious contact here, so we're going to watch what happens with him specifically as they wreck up there 4 wide. Not going to work. Everybody seems to do a good job. Emerson Shittapaldi just turns him for some reason. At the exact same time, we're going to watch this shit. Justin Tallgeier and Detective Blue Mind Pretzel disagree a little bit. Mind Pretzel tries to get away. Buster Guts is already there. Whole lot of hoopla going on. Everybody gets rolling. That's something important. Nobody went upside down either or over the guardrail. So, hear me out. We go back green. Welcome back here to Monza, where Aiden Klott is going to be coming down pit road here for some, it seems, regular service. A little bit of strategy game going on. I'm here for it. Nothing visibly wrong with that car. So this will eventually hand the lead over to Lawful Allen, who is in second. Remember, Lawful Allen, last time we were here, finished second place. This car is good. They know what they're doing here. Leland Funnyman is the defending winner of this race, and he's fourth. Gonna be third. They know what they're doing. They know how to win this shit. Some other updates we should go over. Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin has gotten out of the car. That is Alzheimer. And Blackjack has gotten out of the car. That is now Jack Goff. So, kind of funny. Last name Jack, and then first name Jack. Kind of get together here. Aiden Klott going to come down pit road. This is for regular service, presumably, because everybody does have to make a pit stop. You can make it from here with the fuel tanks we use, the tires we use. You could theoretically make it from here. So Aiden Klott going to do some strategy game here today. Unless it is a bigger issue that we are unsure of. We'll see. They're jacking up the car, though, so it looks like it's going to be a regular service for him. However, he crossed the start-finish line in first still. So, Lawful Allen inherits the lead. We are now going to be going green, this time by. So let's not even bother taking a break here. We do have other things to discuss. One of them, Mr. Penis. Still in the mix, still up here. I hate this camera, kill everybody. I think Mr. Penis has a pretty good car. Hubba Bubba Wallace, remember, he won last season's Color War, and he kind of just died out. The car wasn't as competitive as we thought it would be. He was involved in some crashes. Didn't really work out, right? It obviously ended up working out in the end. He's second place right now. Lawful Allen in the lead. But still, it's going to be a good run for Mr. Penis here. Yeah, but now that Jack Goff is in the field, he's a little bit worried, I'd say. He did really good at Monza in the Color War, so we'll see how that will translate. Hubba Bubba Wallace had the same story, and now here he is in a full-time ride presumably for next season as well. Maybe not in the number 9, but with this team for sure. Aiden Klott has joined back out on the track, so it was a regularly scheduled stop. Some other cars came down pit road the lap before. Pit road was closed, so there will be a penalty for Aiden Klott, but he's already at the back, so it doesn't actually matter. Lawful Allen is going to lead them back to green. He and Leland Funnyman know their way around this track. Last season, it was Leland Funnyman, Lawful Allen, and the late Michael Wave who were battling for the win. Aiden Klott is running a chassis that Michael Wave ran last season, not for Monza specifically, but it is a chassis that Michael Wave was running. The Monza chassis was found in Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car graveyard, if you saw that post a couple weeks ago now. So that's why the 28's pretty competitive too, using an old Michael Wave chassis. Mac and cheese from the Michael Wave, rest in peace to a dear friend of this series, Michael Wave. Lawful Allen and Hubba Bubba Wallace lead them back to green with what I'm going to assume will be a lot cleaner of a restart than we saw before. Green is out at Monza. Hubba Bubba Wallace already trying to make something happen here. And he's down to the bottom. Leland Funnyman helping Lawful Allen. He wants the faster cars to maybe project everybody towards the front as everybody gets through 1 and 2 clean. It's usually 3 and 4. That is a disaster. They're going to be looking at 3 wide here, though. Ross Chespain just shipped it into the corner. That's a genius idea. Let's do that. Why not? We might actually get a lap here under green early in the race. We haven't had that ever. Ever. We've had laps under green before, but not this type of early. Lawful Allen. Love to see it. Smaller team capitalizing here on a great opportunity. Lawful Allen and Leland Funnyman, who were first and second last season's Monza race, are first and second again. Leland Funnyman now taking the lead. That is terrible news for everyone on planet Earth. Oh, and Lawful Allen gets into the mix. They're wrecking in turn 3. Masturbation's involved. And this is the bigger one. The somewhat... What are we doing? Taforma's doing somersaults on it. Free spots for Amber and Stacy. Rest in peace, Becca Lynn. What a crash. What a weird crash as well. Caution's back out. Leland Funnyman should be the race leader. And he's not. It's Hubba Bubba Wallace. Oh boy. Caution's out. Taking a look at Masturbation here. His teammate Dr. Shrimp Puerto Rico gets into him a little bit, and that's what starts this massive accident. Realistically, let's look at the 4 cars that ended up upside down at this wreck. One of them, unfortunately, being Aiden Klott. That was a jump scare. Holy shit. Blue-collared Austin Hillbilly. It has been a rough playoff chase-off race-offs so far, and it continues to get sad and ugly. Taforma ended up hitting the roof of Aiden Klott, putting him on his side. Klottenheimer loves to work together. Taking a look at Taforma, who is involved in the crash. You see his teammate back there of Aiden Klott. The wreck's going to start. They were kind of holding back, but there was just not enough time to react. Taforma gets propped up, and you're going to see the roof of Aiden Klott make contact with the wheels of Taforma, and that's how Aiden Klott gets on his side. Dick Shipfart on his side. Whole bunch of hoopla going on here in this part of the you get it. Let's go back green with Hubba Bubba Wallace out front. What did I just do? Hubba Bubba Wallace leads the way. There he is. Welcome back to ASSCA of Monza, the Crown Jewel, the biggest race of the season. So you've got right now. Remember on the ticker right now, it's going to say Bobby Wobbin and Jack, for the 68 and the 5. The 68 in fourth is Alzheimer. There he is right there. The 5, which should say Jack, in 21st here. This is Jack Goff. So it's a different type of Jack. It's not Blackjack, it's Jack Goff. Right? Lawful Allen, who was in that crash, he's got some distance to make up. Ginger Joe not having a great day whatsoever. His brother Jake Joe will be in the 55 next week. The brother's looking for some job. Looking for that wheel. Will they find a ride here? That's another silly season topic. The Joe brothers want to be full-time somewhere. One of them obviously has the Kyrock to fall back on, the other doesn't. Do the Joe brothers maybe come here, right? Like, there's a lot to think about. Whole lot to think about. And it's going to be interesting. As Hubba Bubba Wallace continues to lead the way. With Leland Funnyman second, who just won at Miami, by the way. So, crazy. Right now, the lead playoff driver would be Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin with the help of his team owner. But I am very worried because Alzheimer is 80 years old. At least. I don't really know. I just know that he's over 80. He's at least 80, probably over. Not very good. Here comes the 42 of Leland Funnyman to the inside of Hubba Bubba Wallace. Is it going to work, though? Probably not. Because his teammate, Ross Chestpain, is pushing Hubba Bubba Wallace. Oh my god, no! Hubba Bubba Wallace just got turned off turn 2! SpongeBob is flipping and shit! Mr. Penis, they're piling in! Son! The turns have tabled. Leland Funnyman is back out front at Monza. What will be another quick green flag run and another accident. Shittings. Caution is out, the trouble is out. Let's eat poop in frustration. Taking a look at Hubba Bubba Wallace, who gets turned by the 45. SpongeBob with issues. And now everyone has nowhere to go. Literally everyone behind this was in this crash. Everyone gets going again, though, so that's what you like to see. But some of these guys, including Melanoma, have damage. Taking a look at SpongeBob. Let's just watch it. Gets away nice. Goes for a ride, though. Oh, man. We're going to take a look just at the crash happening. As you see everybody come flying in. And that's the crash here at Monza, the pile-up one out of turn 2. Welcome back to Monza. Leland Funnyman continues to lead here. After that wreck, the field got a little jumbled. Once again, some cars came to pick and fix their damage. Some want to stay out, don't think it's big enough damage. And some haven't been damaged. And one of them is our current race leader of Leland Funnyman, who, in my opinion, is the favorite. Once again, Leland Funnyman is like absolutely the favorite to win this race already. And we're only 16 laps in. That is definitely sad, but it is true. So what can these guys do about it? Funnyman has 2 teammates here in the top 10. Ross Chestpain 3rd, Arrow 44 driver not found in 9th. His other teammate Chip Yahoy has been involved in the last 2 accidents, 27th right now. And by the way, 2 did not qualify for this race. Cuppa Joe in the 40 was one of them, surprising considering Nephew Motorsports car, but he did crash, however. And then Brad Oman in the 48 were the 2 DNQs for today's race. I'm afraid You Might Be in a Gang is having the quietest day I think I've ever seen. He's currently sitting 2nd place. What can he do about this? Mr. P in his 4th, Van Alst Greg in 5th place. Algorithm in 6th. Remember, this is his new ride for the rest of the season, with Pete Nutbutter being out for injury the rest of the season. Pete Nutbutter is going to be back next season, hopefully. We're presuming with the 65 team, but it's hard to say. So right now, Algorithm may be auditioning for a ride next season here in this 65. This is what was his Regional Series cars. They're going to use his Regional Series cars, make them National Series race ready. Mr. Left Sides has a big story as well. He just saw Mr. Right Sides literally die in a surgery performed by Dr. Steve Basil last week. They just couldn't save him. Remember, they're rivals, so something interesting there. Is he up for discussions with the tow car seat? Hard to say. Who knows what's going to happen, but right now what's happening is the 42 is leading. Not for long, though. The 70 is going to take that. It's just going to take that. They're wrecking up there. That's a big-ass accident, too. Son. Let's take a look at the race back, though, because it could get very interesting. Leland Funnyman has dropped from 1st to 5th right now. Looking to be 6th here. Look at the 35 of Van Alst Greg. Out front. Mr. Left Sides is looking for 2nd, but Van Alst Greg will take the yellow flag. The redemption arc on Monza will go hard. On everyone's soul, and Algorithm just proved he's not ready for the National Series. Shittings. We're looking at aggressive because I was told to look at him. The wreck starts in front. They just pile up. Oh, and holy shit. The Demon of Oil goes for a ride. Dale Bernhardt Jr. on his side. That rhymed Dr. Seuss. Aggressive upside down. Melanoma involved. Aiden Clot. Championship implications. Again, Chug of Beer is involved. Shittings, dude. Looking at it from the Demon of Oil. Here in the 56 car. He just gets shot up by Melanoma. Gets it going again, though. Good to see. Let's take a look at it one more time. Let's see how it started. Taking a look at Emerson Shittapaldi, who gets into the back of Aunt Tim. And that's what starts this crash. The tree gets in the way for a good portion of it, but that's how it starts, and then you see everybody fly in that we saw before. A good portion of the field involved, but I think a lot of them are going to be able to continue to go. Oh boy. Smelcome back to Monza here. Lap 22. 21.
I was going to do the same thing I did at Miami. Who just made my voice like that? Who just made my voice like that? I'm going to shove poop into your mouth. Force feeding you poop. I'm going to force feed you poop. Okay, I'm gonna override it here.
We're back. I've somehow booted the hacker out of the system. I don't know what's going on. I apologize. What did Post Malone and Blake Shelton say? Somebody pour me a drink, because that's what I need right now. And that's what we're all going to need if Van Alst Greg can hold on to the lead for the next 46 laps, 47 laps, and win the race. Is he going to hold on to the lead all those laps? I think that's physically impossible, but it's good to be optimistic, as they say. So let's be optimistic. Am I right or am I right? So, as I remind you, we will have points updated at the end of this race for you to see, so you can be up to date on what the cutoff race is going to look like next week at wherever we're going to be. This is huge. Leland Funnyman fell back, so now some newer players at the front. Not necessarily new players, but newer players at the front. With the field being kind of spread out a little bit here, Van Alscreg able to continue to lead. I'm afraid you might be in a gang. They're 3 wide here off of into turn number 4. A lot of help here to Mr. Right or Mr. Left sides. But Van Alscreg is going to continue to lead here. 6th lap led on the day for the 35 car. The revenge arc is looking nice right now for Van Alscreg. We've got a nice little gaggle of competitive cars here at the front. Half the field is a little bit behind, but that's all right. You know? That's all right. It is a race of nutrition after all. As the 35 now hopes to continue to lead and defend from the 45, who's in the wall with his teammate behind him. Oh my god! I'm afraid you might be in a gang. Almost just got smoked into the wall. He somehow avoided it. And Alzheimer is now going to be the one chasing Van Alscreg. The yellow is not out. Oh, shittings! Cyber Zed and I believe Buster Guts were upside down in turn number 2. If I'm not mistaken. Alzheimer has taken the lead, but now it's going to be Ross Chestpain out front. And the 45 leads to the yellow. Shit has happened again. Son. Taking a look at Buster Guts here in the 17. He gets up on the hill and just gets stuck in the wall, it appeared. He, Lawful Allen, Cyber Zed all go up and over. Lawful Allen likely done. Buster Guts definitely done. What could have been for Lawful Allen here today, not what we want to see. Taking a look at Buster Guts once again here. We're going to look at it this time where we can see it. Oh, he gets stuck in the wall, smoked by Lawful Allen and Mr. Penis. And goes upside down, rolls down the track. Cyber Zed is upside down as well. He gets back on the wheels, so does Lawful Allen. Let's go back green here from Monza, where we're approaching halfway. Welcome back here to Monza, where it is currently Ross Chestpain out front, Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbins relief driver, Alzheimer in second. I talked to Alzheimer earlier in the week, and I said, "You're going to be filling in, right?" And he said, "Of course." And I said, "Why this track, though? Why wouldn't you put, somebody that has less health risks doing this race?" And he said, "I've raced here before. I didn't race here, in this type of environment, but I've raced on this track in multiple different series in my life. I think I know what I'm doing." So, quite frankly, I just pretty much shot myself afterwards. But he does have a point because he's currently running second. And this Alzheimer's cars are not the best cars. They're not the most competitive. They're the B tier team for Ford, along with PM Racing. There's somewhat of an alliance there. PM Racing usually gives them, like, the chassis they don't use anymore. So it's very cool to see them up here in the mix, but right now Ross Chestpain is the guy to look out for. Chestpain is out front. Let me tell you something. Shittings, shittings, shittings. Somebody is into the wall hard. Oh my god, SpongeBob! Oh no, what am I hearing? Oh, SpongeBob. You're alright, buddy. You're alright, buddy. Where are you going? Oh, the people are getting out of the way. The people are getting out of the way. He's now in front of another grandstand here. I don't know where he's going to end up going after this, though. People are jumping out of the way at this moving 4-car here. He's now, I think, completely gone off the rail. I don't think he's on the track anymore. This is the runoff area. Where is he going? SpongeBob? 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 Leland Funnyman took the lead somehow. Where is SpongeBob going? That's what I want to know. This is exactly what happened with Aaron Pressure last season. We kind of tried to figure out where the hell this guy went. He's about to reach the end. I'm sorry, what? SpongeBob is currently driving somewhere. Where's he going? Where is this guy going? He's going at Mach speed. Where is this guy headed? Oh, we're into the trees again here. Where's he going? SpongeBob? Let's try and see if we can see what we're looking for here on the helicam. You can't really see where he's trying to go, in all honesty. He's still doing laps. Okay, so he's apparently here. This is interesting. I don't know what SpongeBob's plan is here. This is the front stretch, if I'm not mistaken. Oh shit, he hit something. SpongeBob? SpongeBob? Oh no. He's hit something. Let's take a look at what happened. Taking a look at SpongeBob here, he just hit the wall in the runoff again. And that's what did it. Let's take a look at the wreck that actually happened, though. Taking a look at SpongeBob here, I don't know how the wreck starts, but I know he gets the worst of it. We're just going to look at how the wreck begins, or we're going to look at what his part of the wreck is. Holy shit. Simi Can't Stand Your Bits Senior. Massive part of this crash. SpongeBob goes over the guardrail. Let's take a look at the 97 here. Taking a look at the 97 here, who's going to get some assistance from I'm Afraid You Might Be in a Gang, and he has a massive accident. And that is not a good sign. Let's take another look at the 97. Why don't we? To see what really happens here. Big hit into the wall for one. And then a massive hit from the 25. Hopefully he's alright. He does get the car somewhat in reverse before it eventually does stop, but yikes. Let's go back green here from Monza. Welcome back to Monza, where Leland Funnyman continues to lead. Everybody just pitted. So everybody is good to the end, on gas, on tires. So there's no need to do this unnecessary bullshit that we usually see. Yeah. Not a whole lot of cars left on the lead lap, but that is usually how this race does play out. Lots of stuff to think about if you're Leland Funnyman. How you were one of the best cars at Indy, doesn't come up with it, comes out of nowhere, just like his teammate last season at Miami. Chippy Ahoy last season, Leland Funnyman this season at the end, coming out of nowhere and winning the race. His whole season has turned around. I spoke with Leland Funnyman earlier last season after his Monza win, and he said, "This saved my career. I don't think I was coming back next season if I didn't win this race or any race." Funnyman says that win basically brought his career back to life, and he's hoping to do the exact same thing here today, but there's a whole lot less up on stakes. 10th lap led, by the way, for the 42 car. With Van Alsgreg now helping him behind. Now he's got his teammate there on the bottom for Funnyman. He's got Ross Chestpain there. Here comes Dog Barks and Mr. Left Side's two teammates, two draft inductees. A lot going on there, and the yellow is out, probably for something in the back. Yep, I'm gonna guess so. So the yellow's out. Funnyman out front. Taking a look at Dale Bernhardt Jr. here, makes a block on aggressive and chug a beer, and it just doesn't work out, and that is the wreck. That's it. So Fox 1 replay of the race again. Let's go back green here from Monza. Leland Funnyman out front. I think we're past halfway now, actually. Welcome back here to Monza, where it is lap 38. Yep, there we go. Leland Funnyman has led 14 laps on the day. It'll be 15 at the line. This guy is genuinely like Austin Dillon at Richmond. Yeah. This guy's going to be good. I don't know how they're going to get by him. He's got his teammates still in the mix as well. The two Supernova Motorsports teammates hoping to get something done after the news of the Regional Series race shortening, the season's shortening to presumably 6 races next season. And no Regional Series race happening this week after what people thought would be happening this week. So something's happened there. They still have 2 weeks to go to get things going. So we'll see what they can do there. Leland Funnyman will lead the way once again here at the Crown Jewel. Oh boy! The 42 leads them away. What a jump for the 42 car. Remember, Jack Goff is in 10th place right now, driving for Black Jack. What a drive he's doing right now. The Nephew Motorsports cars line up now 1 and 2. But Van Alst-Greg saying, screw that. I'm here to win this. Win this bit. Mr. Sweaty Beast leads the playoff chase-off race-off drivers as Funnyman leads lap 16 on the day. This is just becoming sad. Nobody's really able to figure out how to get by this 42, really, except for his teammate, or if you generate a really big run. That's pretty much all you got. Oh my god! Holy shit! Emerson Fittipaldi and Chippy Ahoy! Oh my god! Amber! my god! Oh. Leland Funnyman's the race leader. No, he's not. It's Ross Chestpain. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no. Taking a look at Emerson Fittipaldi. Hold on. Oh, gets into Chippy Ahoy, and he hits the end of the wall. Massive accident for Fittipaldi. Taking a look at Chippy Ahoy in what is one of the most violent accidents we've had at Monza. And it's the same usual thing happening. And here comes the onrushing Amber, straight into the driver's side. Into the roof. Oh no. Taking a look at Amber in this crash. The 41 was just coming up out of nowhere. She didn't know where to go. Straight into the driver's side window net. Not what you want to see. Yeah. Welcome back here to Monza after a devastating accident has occurred between Emerson Fittipaldi, Chippy Ahoy, and Amber. We don't know the condition on any of the drivers, but we will update you as soon as we can on that. In what was a very violent accident here today. But there is still a show to get on the road, as some might say. And right now, Nephew Motorsports is having the day of their lives, except for Chippy Ahoy. The lone Nephew Motorsports car that was out of the top 20 pretty much all day. Because of previous incidents in the race, he was involved in that big accident that we just had. But so far, Nephew Motorsports has led over half the laps that we've done today. So clearly they're the favorites, but you do have the Supernova Motorsports cars still in the mix. The Van Alst Greg 35, which is an affiliate car to the 68 right behind of the Alzheimer's Motorsports cars. So there is still hope for some of these littler teams to make their way in. Supernova Motorsports, also not a very big team. They're a bigger team in the regional series side, but even this season they haven't been as good. So we'll see what will happen. But keep Chippy Ahoy, Emerson Fittipaldi, and others in your thoughts. Yeah. Ross Chestpain going to take the green flag for his 10th lap on the day. A combined 26 laps led so far for the Nephew Motorsports bunch. Aero 404 driver not found, who just came back from his injury. He's been in the top 10 all day. He's a sleeper pick of mine. Van Alst Greg is still in the mix as well, but right now Ross Chestpain takes it away. Some might say, "Take me away." I don't know the rest of that song actually, so I can't even recite the lyrics properly. I am so sorry. Suddy, 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 suddy. We have another massive accident in the back. As usual at this point, let's take a look at who that might be. That's the Demon of Oil and Cyber Zed collected. Not a good day to be a playoff chase-off race-off driver unless your name happens to be Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin, who isn't even in the car. Mr. Left Sides is going for the race lead, and he's going to take it. Left Sides out front. Man. Let's take a look at that wreck. Right after we... Oh, no, wait, they saved it. We're good. Taking a look at Cyber Zed, who gets turned up the track. And then a hit there from the 56 of the Demon of Oil. That's all she wrote on this crash. Cyber Zed gets going again. Let's go back green here from Monza. Welcome back here to Monza. 15 cars left on the lead lap, but there are more drivers than that out on the racetrack, hoping to salvage a good day today. There are going to be 17 laps to go next time by, 18 to go this time by. Mr. Left Sides will take them to green for what will be his 5th lap lead on the day. We are getting very close to where Leland Funnyman will lock in the most laps of the day, but there's still hope for other drivers to maybe take that away from him, one of them being that 19 driver. We're back green though. Oh boy! That's right, we're back to oh boy. We've degraded back down from oh man to oh boy. That's what we like to see, if you know what I mean. As the 19 car continues to lead here. Everybody seems to get it going through 1 and 2. Thank God. 17 to go at the line this time by. And Van Alst Greg is making a charge here. He's going to have help from Leland Funnyman, one of the fastest cars. I'm afraid you might be in a gang's going to be in the mix. Mr. Left Side still prevails to the line. Now it's going to get interesting. 3 wide, chest paint up. Oh no, dog parks and they're all going to crash. Everybody left in the field is going to crash. Taforma's doing tricks on it for free again. Everybody left is taken out. Van Alst Greg, Leland Funnyman's teammate Ross Chestpain, and Mr. Left Sides are like the only cars rolling on the racetrack. This has changed everything. And the yellow is back out. Taking a look at I'm Afraid You Might Be in a Gang here in the 70. Who's just going to get shot up and upside down. Big hit from Dick Shipfart to Forma barrel rolls in the infield. Shit, man. Taking a look at Van Alst Greg, who's going to cut down in front of Dog Barks, and that's going to just send everybody into the wall. The big one with the rest of the field. Shittings. Let's take a look at Taforma and then go back green here. Here's Taforma right here. The wreck's going to start. You're going to see him here fly over the railing and then barrel roll, do tricks on it again. Not as bad as his Talladega flips, though, as he's going to continue to go and hit the guardrail, and hit the guardrail, and hit the guardrail. Aaron pressure all over again. Hallelujah, I guess. Let's go back green here from Monza. Welcome back here to Monza, where it is still Mr. Left Sides out front. After that wreck that took out a good portion of the rest of the front runners, a lot of them came down pit road and did repairs because there was barely anybody left. So we're still going to have a pretty nice little group here to get to the end of the race. It'll be 12 laps to go at the line. So, yeah. Interesting. And we're green. Right now, if you're Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin, you're cheering your boss like crazy. Alzheimer flexing muscle really here today. Showing this car is insane. But right now, can they do anything about Mr. Left Sides? As some of those guys had to get around a damaged car. Empty Pockets, I believe, has some damage here. The yellow, I think, is out again, so that's what you love to see. Yep, yellow's out again, so something clearly happened in the back once again. But it's the Mr. Left Side show, still at the front. You love to see it. Let's take a look at whatever the hell happened. Probably in the back. Taking a look at dog barks here. Leland Funnyman involved in the crash. Not really that much though. This crash was really just a couple people spinning. Yellow wasn't really necessary, but it's getting to the end game here. Let's see what can happen. Welcome back here once again to Monza. Something has happened to the 44. He's blown up. Aero 44 driver not found with issues. So now Hubba Bubba Wallace is going to inherit the 7th spot from pole, by the way. Remember, he started first. I know it's hard to remember. My computer is genuinely about to explode. So we'll see if we can make it to the end here. It'll be 7 to go at the line for Mr. Left Sides, who has been all but perfect today. There's been some adversity, but he has done everything right, in my opinion, to get to the front. But, like, 4 of the best cars in the field are about to come charging here to the front of the field. So we'll see what they can do. It's still anybody's game, really, in the top, I'd say, 11 or so right now. So we'll see how this will play out. Let's get this show on the road. Mr. Left Sides looking to lead lap 16 on the day and tie himself with Leland Funnyman. At the line, he will do that. Will he get a good launch? That is the question. Or do the other guys get a good launch as well? We'll see. Here we go. At Monza. This could be it. We could go to the end here. 3 wide for second. All helping Left Sides right now. Everybody gets through 1 and 2 nicely. When's the last time we've been able to say that? And Left Sides is pulling away from the crowd. But it's not over because the rest of the field is going to pull up pretty quickly. But Left Sides will make it a 17th lap led on the day. Van Alst Greg is maybe going to help the 45 here. Not going to. Alzheimer. Remember, he got second in the Daytona Duel at the very start of the season. Pushing Bojar Delosey to the win. Everyone was like, where did he come from? And he kind of showed that he knows what he's doing. He can get it done if given the right chance. Van Alst Greg is all over the 45 as Alzheimer hits the wall. Massive run for the 45. Huge push from the 35 as they continue to argue and fight over second place. Van Alst Greg is going to have to push the 45 to the 19 to get anything going for himself. It's going to be Chevy on Chevy violence anyway, so pushing another Chevy here is not going to really matter. 19th lap led, though, for left sides. Chestpain's going to look to the inside here. There's no way he doesn't. This is the perfect spot to go. He's all over the ass of the 19. This is the opportunity. This is what he needs. The 19 having to block both lanes. And that allows Chestpain to the top. Ross Chestpain to the top. He's going to have to rely on the 35 once again. Dick Shitfart has help from Algorithm. Do they make a move somehow? And they disconnect again. Going for second on each other. 3 to go. Three laps for Leland Funnyman's teammate Ross Chestpain to make a move work. And to the inside he goes. He's got Van Alst Greg, and he's going to get back in line. I think he knows that that's not the right time yet to go and do it. Left sides needs to hang on here if he wants a chance. Funnyman, I keep saying Funnyman, he's pretty much dead at this point. Who cares? Chestpain is all over the ass of the 19 car. This is the run Chestpain needs. 21st lap led on the day for the 19. He has solidified, unless we get a green-white checkered here, that he will lead the most laps today. Not a single playoff chase-off race-off driver in sight with 2 to go. Coming to the white flag. The 45 is going to need to make his move. And there he goes. He's down to the bottom. Chestpain waited. And waited and waited. They're coming up on a lapped car. That is Justin Tallgeier coming to the white. The 19 still leads, but this lapped car is going to become a problem. Van Alst Greg pushes the 45 to the lead. Everything that the 19 needs, and Van Alst Greg turned the 45 by accident. Mr. Left Sides is smiling right now. What a choke job. What an absolute choke job from the 45 and 35 left sides. Out of turn 4. What a job. To the race win. Oh, man. "22 laps led, most on the day, showed up kind of out of nowhere towards the end of that race. But he definitely showed he was one of the best cars, and what could have been for the 45. The 35 needed to push as hard as he could to have a chance himself. And you can see there, Chestpain showing his displeasure here at the 35. Another great day for Nephew Motorsports, just completely shattered. He was close, though. Let's take a look at that winning move. Taking a look here at the last lap here. The 45 had the 35 behind. They came up on the 74, but that didn't really do it. It was the 35 just kept pushing and pushing. 45 couldn't take it anymore. And that eventually costed them the race win here. Justin Tallgeier got in the way as well. The 45 definitely mad at how that one played out. And we saw it as they came across the line down the backstretch. Not happy whatsoever. with that 35 car. We'll see it here. A reminder that we will update you on the point situation up next. You see here the 45 gets up behind the 35, then gets alongside him. Saying, what is that? What were you doing? What a crazy race we had here today. Let's take a look at the results and the points. Taking a look at the results here today. What a drive from Mr. Left Sides, an incredible run to the finish, but honorable mentions here to Dick Shipfart, his second and only other start today on this season, actually. You've got Algorithm filling in for Pete Nutbutter for the rest of the season. Starts out with a third, so pretty good for him. Van Alst Greg, a big underdog. Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin got out first yellow. It was Alzheimer for the whole race, basically. He did a great job as well. But 19 cars finished this race here today, not what you really want to see. But there were a lot of wrecks early on, a lot of aggression early on to try and keep that track position at the front. And ultimately, most of the cars that started towards the front and stayed in the front during those wrecks were the ones battling for the win towards the end. So congrats to Mr. Left Sides. And then, of course, if we look down here, there's a lot to think about. Obviously, we're hoping the best for Emerson Fittipaldi and Chippy Ahoy in that gigantic accident. Those are the two I'm worried about the most. We'll give you updates on them when we can. We have no idea on what's going on down there. So you'll most likely find out next week for that. So tune in next week. We'll get into the points after this. Tune in next week for some TOECAR action. They're headed to 8 Bowl tomorrow. They're headed to Dover on Friday, so interesting stuff going on there. Next week we are back. The regional series is doing not a double header, but 2 races. So that's going to be something interesting to watch there. So 2 races coming up back to back, double header, an emergency double header really. So I'm excited to see how that's going to go. Back-to-back days, so tune in for that when you can. It's going to be exciting. We've got a race Tuesday and then a race Wednesday before this race comes on. That's going to be exciting. Avis coming up. That's exciting. Let me tell you right now, I am hype. And then they're going to Richmond again. So Richmond, once again, an emergency kind of add-on to the schedule after another track agreement fell apart this week. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Then, let's take a look at the points. As you can see on screen, CyberZ leads the playoff race-off-chase-off drivers, but anyone's still in contention. Hoffrick wins, gets a perfect day, and some of these guys finish towards the back. He's in the Sweet 6, so really, it is still anybody's game. It's going to be very exciting to watch. I am quite excited to see how it's going to turn out. Who are you guys rooting for? Who is your championship pick? Who's your sneak championship pick? Who do you want to win it? Who's going to come out on top? Who do you think? Who do you want? What's a maybe pick that you are doubtful, but it would be crazy to see? I'm excited to see what you guys all think. What is your championship pick here of these guys? Also, big note, Mr. Left Sides takes the 13th spot in points with that. 2 crazy results for him back-to-back. 2 great top 5s back-to-back for Mr. Left Sides. Or it was top 10s, I think, back-to-back. But still, without further ado, as we mentioned, tune in to that stuff coming up next week. We'll see you all then. Take care, and goodbye.
Bow, 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 bow.
I need help. I need help. I need a booth member. I need someone else in the booth. Subtle foreshadowing? Subtle foreshadowing? Ooh.